Let's go outside, let's take a walk in the sun. There are things to learn and things to see. A big wide world for you, your dog, and me. Dog Talk. Hi everybody and welcome to Dog Talk. I'm Pat Becker and our guest today, you remember Trisha Clark. She is one of our sponsors with A1 Pet Emporium. And we're so excited because you've got a new store.
We do. We have a new store now on the south side, so now we can better serve our south side clients.
Excellent. And when does it open?
It opened July 9th.
Ah, so what is the address of that store?
It's 11649 Southwestern. We're on the corner of Southwest 119th and Southwestern.
Wow. So now you have three.
We have three.
This is a big deal.
I know. It's kind of scary. So
we congratulate you.
Thank you very much.
And Nancy Haddock. Now what we have done is that we have asked Nancy if she would, from this point on, select our dogs of the week, because Nancy has connections with all different kinds of activities, sports, any kind of interaction with your dog, and that, of course, is what we push. So, Nancy, who is this lovely lady?
Today we have Kris Hiney and her Australian Shepherd, Trace.
Aha. So tell me about Trace.
Trace recently won an agility dog championship. And
oh my
I want
gosh.
Kris to talk about what that entails because it's very difficult.
So tell me.
So that's essentially one of the highest titles they can get in the United States Dog Agility Association. So they have to get into the master's level classes. So there's like 3 tiers of classes.
Wow.
And then after that, they have to get 5 qualification scores in snooker and gamblers and standard.
Which are all
jumpers.
terms used in that kind of level of agility.
Different classes, so some just test your ability to get the dog through a complicated jumping course versus some of them, they have a line that you can't cross and you have to send the dog out to go work on its
Whoa.
own. There's fun games where you have to take chances to try to get as many points as you can, and you have to beat other people.
And, you know, the thing that really astounds me with agility is it's not just the dog running. It's the dog running with the handler, the connection, the time it takes to train the dogs, to train the handlers, Nancy. Is that not true?
It is. And what's very nice about agility or difficult is the handlers get to go walk the course. We know where we're supposed to go. The dogs have never seen the course, ever. So they are totally reliant upon the handler showing them where to go.
Exactly. And then it is a total connection thing. Mm-hmm. And this is what is so important. That's what astounds me with this sport and with most sports that involve an interaction with your dogs. So we have made your dog, Catcher, the dog of the week, and we thought...
Trace.
Pardon me.
This is Trace.
Not Catcher, Trace. Trace, that's right. She reminds me a little of Catcher.
Trace.
But Trace is the dog of the week, and we thought, or Trish thought, that since she has opened her 3rd store, she would give you not 1 gift certificate for $100 to her store, but 2.
Oh, wow.
So
wow.
Thanks,
Thank
Trish.
you so much. I appreciate it. Trace
Yes.
will appreciate it.
Trace is really going to go crazy in there.
She's a big fan of the cookies.
Exactly.
Maybe she'll share with her classmates.
Yes.
Oh, that would be good. That would be good. Thanks so much, Trish, for coming. Congratulations. We're going to go out and do a video on that. As a matter of fact, that ought to be terrific. Nancy, thanks so much for bringing Kris in. And from now on, we're going to be looking to you to furnish us with some great dogs of the week.
Well, I can do that.
I know you can. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
So, Eric McCune, I'm so glad you dropped by.
Good to see you again.
It's good to see you. You know Ted McGuire.
And I snuck in here just to sit down and talk to the Bella Foundation.
It's always good to do. And Ted had asked me something about, what was
do you guys have any upcoming events at all? Or
We do. Well, actually today, we're every Saturday we have an adoption outreach. We're either at the PetSmart at Pet Memorial or 63rd and May. We have a vaccination outreach coming up And then, of course, we have other community events that I probably don't know about, but
There's always a lot going on.
That's right.
Well, it's always good to have you. And as I have said, we are doing kind of a series on some of the guys who are the heads, the coordinators, the directors, or presidents of the important rescues in our state.
Absolutely.
So we went over to your house and we did a video. It was just great.
Hung out with my crazy dog.
I did hang out with him. So I assume you want to take a look at that?
Sure.
Let's show our viewers. So, Eric McCune, West Shaw, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Pat?
It's so good to see you. And we are here today to talk about Bella Foundation. You know, I have made it a mission of mine to go around to all of my friends who are the administrators of some of the well-known rescues and talk a little bit about their personal life, kind of humanize everything, you know, because people see you in the capacity of fundraising and rescuing and all of this kind of activity, which is understandable. But I am so intent on people seeing you as friends. Now, tell me about this dog.
So this is Speck. Speck is a Craigslist rescue.
He's a Jack Russell Terrier.
He's a Jack Russell Terrier. We actually got Speck before Bella even started doing adoptions. We started doing adoptions in 2010, and we got him in 2009 after our 13-year-old Beagle passed away.
I've had a lot of Jack Russells. They are just, I mean, they are energy, unbelievable.
He is crazy, but he's a good little dog.
So can you get, Wes, can you get this one up there?
Becca, come here. Come here.
There you go.
This is Becca.
And,
Oh, no.
and the Jack says, I'm going to take hold of this.
Jack says, I've got to have some attention.
Little resource guarding there.
But this is Becca. We actually, Bella, the dog that passed away, the day that she passed away, we didn't know that we shouldn't, but we wanted to get a puppy, even though, you know, when you have a puppy with parvo, you should not bring a new puppy into your house. So we went on a frantic search, and finally, at the Norman shelter, they told us they had a little black and white puppy. So we went down there, and we couldn't find her anywhere. And she was actually in the cat room because she was so tiny. And so we adopted her the day that Bella died and named her Becca.
How long has Bella been in effect?
We started in 2006, right at the end of 2006. So I actually pulled our paperwork the other day, and Bella's 10-year birthday is on October the 11th, 2016. We will be 10 years old.
I'll be darned.
So.
Well, and you know, you have done such wonderful things, but let's discuss a little bit about how a successful rescue is run. What do you have to make it that way?
You have to have a strong mission. You have to have a strong board of directors. You have to have financial transparency. I see a lot of people who start a rescue, put themselves in financial crisis for their rescue, or they put themselves in relationship crisis because of their rescue. And someone told me, Catherine English, who's a great friend of mine, she told me once that you can't be help if you need help. Yes. And you know, at the end of the day, you have to put yourself first in order to do the best for your rescue.
Absolutely. And there again, the answer is running it as a business.
Absolutely.
So if you were to tell someone about running a rescue, would you advise them to do so, to try, or what's the option?
You know, we can never have too many rescues if they're run and they're they're successful. If they're run well and they're successful, you know, you can never have too many. But if somebody wants to start a rescue, my advice would be volunteer for a rescue that has a great reputation, that is open about their financials. You know, by law, we have to provide anybody who asks with a copy of our financials anytime it's asked. And it has to be current. Ask for that. You know, if you want to start a rescue, volunteer with one that's established, learn what they're doing, and then if you still want to do it, absolutely.
So what do you think our biggest concern with rescues now, and across the board with my friends who are successful in the larger rescues, will agree that our rural areas are in jeopardy?
Yes.
How do we solve this problem?
You know, I've always said that education is the key to solving the problem. Oklahoma, I think a lot of Oklahomans still have that country mentality when it comes to animals.
You're talking about good old boy?
Yes, yes.
I understand that.
And they see pets, dogs and cats, in the same light as we see livestock. And that, you know, they can fend for themselves, you know, let them do what they do in nature, and that's not the case. Dogs need us, you know, we domesticated them. You can't just throw them out and they'll fend for themselves. And so I think, you know, changing the mindset, and then also, you know, focusing on those small rural areas. You know, there are a ton of rescues in Oklahoma City that are doing tremendous work, but you know, Bella, for instance, a majority of the dogs that we bring into the rescue now come from rural shelters and owner surrenders. Part of that is because the Oklahoma City shelter is doing such a tremendous job on their transfer program, transfer to foster, their adoption program, that you know, it's a nice thing not to be needed as much in the rescue community.
It would be wonderful if everyone was thrown out of business. There's no
so
question.
that's the goal.
Absolutely,
That
yeah.
is
We
the
are
goal.
the only industry that I can think of that the ultimate goal is to go out of business.
Exactly, that is so true. So, in everything that you have done, you have kind of taken a little back seat now.
Yeah.
So, what's happening?
Well, you know, 10 years is a long time, and you know, both Wes and I have devoted a ton of our free time and energy towards the organization. And honestly, one of the biggest reason that I decided to step down was I felt founder syndrome creeping in. You know, there were times that I would have an idea about something, and I was just so dead set on accomplishing it that I couldn't hear opinions of others. And it finally, the realization set in that 13 people can't always be wrong and I'm always right. And when that happened, I knew that it was time to kind of pull back, let a new pair of eyes and a new pair of hands look at the organization. And ultimately, the goal for me is for Bella to grow, and if somebody else can do that, then that's.
But you
that's all that
definitely
matters.
are going to keep a hand
Oh,
in
absolutely.
as you have, because
Absolutely.
there are so many aspects of rescue.
We have all of us that have been in animal rescue have heard the horror stories of people that started with 2 and then they turned to 6, and the next thing they know, you know, they're in a hoarding situation and they're isolated, they're alone. And I think that is one of the most important aspects of animal rescue, is you cannot do it alone.
No.
You have to have a network, you have to have people that believe in the organization and support you, and you also have to know that at some point you can say no. It's okay to say no. we can't take that one. We can't do that. You have to know your limitations.
Yes, and there again, it's along the lines of a business, of running a business, and it's heartbreaking. There's no doubt about that. But everyone who I know, always finds some way, to transfer the dogs. But we thank you so much for letting us come into your home and to see your dogs and to meet and talk with you guys. It's just been great, and we appreciate it.
And Speck really likes you.
And Speck's a good boy.
You want to go home with Pat, don't you?
Yes, because he's a Jack Russell. I do miss him, I'll have to agree.
He's a great
I do
dog.
miss him. Oh, such a good interview. And the information is priceless, absolutely
great
priceless.
point on the goal is to go out of business. Like the goal is to,
that's exactly right. Put us all out of business. That's all right. We'd have a party.
That's right.
I think those pups were planning a pool party in that one.
I think they were, absolutely.
always planning something.
Absolutely. We thank you so much, Eric. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Mary Catherine Long is with us, a good, dear old friend of mine with her dog.
Hey, Dog Talk fans, make sure you join the conversation on social media. Just go to facebook.com/dogtalktv. We'd love to hear a story of your furry friend, so send us an email to pat@dogtalktv.com. You could be featured as our Dog of the Week. Now, enjoy the show.
So, Eric, aren't we absolutely going to have a great time here with Mary Catherine Long?
My old friend
It's
Mary
been such a long time.
It's been a long time. I've missed you.
I have missed you too. And you know, you have such a history in this animal advocacy situation that it's over the years. I can remember visiting you down at the Oklahoma City Animal Shelter. And you took us on a tour, and that's, I think, when Barbara Lewis was there, and she was looking for dogs to take down to the Pen Pal program.
Right, yeah.
And
she took some that day.
She did take some that day, and it just seems as though you have been in and out of this thing for so long, and you have brought a dog today that you just found today.
Well, I actually am fostering him for the Oklahoma City Animal Shelter, and I've only had him a day, and his name is Hank, and he's just a really good little dog, really sweet, amazing with kids.
No kidding.
Amazing with kids. Just a great little dog.
Yeah, so he was from the Oklahoma City Animal Shelter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, today I would like to discuss some issues that with you and Eric, because I have made a list. I get questions all the time from people that say, tell me about this and tell me about that. So I'm going to get it from the horse's mouth. Now, I'm going to ask you, and I want you to be really honest about these because it is these are important issues. But first, let me ask you, why did you kind of leave this area and this business of animal advocacy?
Well, you know, I left the getting paid part, but I didn't leave the part where I was still in it. And I had been a director at Second Chance, and then I moved up to the Oklahoma City Animal Shelter. And I had been there over 2 years when some budget issues were, the city was facing budget issues, and my position was a position that was going to be eliminated. And at the same time, I was missing being a social worker, so I stopped getting paid for it.
Right,
and then I just became a volunteer with various
So
groups.
since that time, have you seen, looking through the window, so to speak, of rescue change? Have you seen anything of that?
A lot. I think that I was really fortunate. I think Eric would agree. We kind of came into this world when Catherine English was still a force in Oklahoma City. She's since retired and moved on, but she was such a visionary for what we could be.
Exactly.
And so I think that the fostering, transferring to rescue, a lot of really assertive, affordable spay and neuter options are out there. Vaccine clinics.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's just more available, and I think people think about it more.
It's cool now to have a rescue dog. You know, that was a big shift that I saw over the last 10 years, was that it became, and it was a benefit to us, but it became popular and almost a fad to have a rescue dog, which is fantastic.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Yeah.
So I have some questions here, and you just give me a kind of a one-statement answer would be great. Puppy mills.
They need to go away. They need to go away. There are far too many great dogs dying in shelters for us to still have puppy mills.
Yes. Yes. What do you think?
I will echo that, and I'll also say that I think in Oklahoma it's such an unregulated industry. The animals are seen as commodities, and I think people buy really cute, pretty little puppies that down the road have serious health and behavioral issues because no one's really paying attention to what kind of animals they're breeding.
And the consumer only sees the end product, not how that puppy got to where it is.
So let's talk about hoarding.
I'm not an expert in it, but I do know that I have been involved in removing animals from hoarding situations. I think people need to really just support folks, and if you know somebody that you think is in danger of being a hoarder or is putting, Eric has talked about people putting their entire lives, their relationships at risk for the animals and not recognizing that at some point you stop doing good and you begin to do harm.
And I think hoarding situations are the perfect nexus of the animal-human dynamic, because you can remove the animals, but if you don't get the person help, it's going to come back.
Yes,
they're going to do it again.
Far too easy to get in.
Yeah, and statistics show that sometimes it's older women whose families have moved on, they are widows, and they start taking in these dogs and cannot say no. And that is the hard thing, you know, to get those out of their hands, because statistics also show that it's hard for them to stop that syndrome because they will start it again. So let's talk about legislation. We have 777 coming up. Everybody knows that this is a kind of a legislation that we need to say no to. Why,
Absolutely.
Eric?
Well, you know, Bella very rarely has ever ventured into the legislation realm, but this one, we are urging a vote no on this.
It's going to be lax on puppy mills.
It is.
That's one thing that is going to happen, and we need to. You've heard of this legislation.
Right. In addition to the environmental and food quality issues, I think the fact that puppy dog breeding has been rolled into this as an agricultural issue is totally wrong.
Yeah.
But I think that this will make it even harder for us to have any sort of reasonable regulation in Oklahoma.
And it also, you know, we had a presentation from the Kirkpatrick Foundation. They came in and talked to our board of directors. It also, this has far-reaching it prevents people from challenging regulations in the future.
Absolutely.
And that's too open-ended.
It is so true, and we need to be able to, folks. Please, for goodness sakes, when the vote comes up, 777, let's say no.
Yep, vote no.
So guys, I appreciate so much your coming on, and I was going to ask you if you would come back, because there are issues that we need to discuss, and I know that you are very frank with them. You know, the things that you see and that you do, and this is what I've always admired about you, and you too, Eric. It has just been great. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
So
Pat.
let's get that puppy adopted. Look at that puppy.
I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Oh, you are so cute. Yes, you are. You are so cute. Yes. The Oklahoma City Animal Shelter, right?
That's right.
So go down today. Yes. Yes, and ask for this precious puppy. We're going to take a quick break, guys, and when we come back, we're going to talk about another dog.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
So, Janet Stauffer, you have brought us some beautiful dogs today.
Yes.
And you are with the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel Rescue.
Yes.
Now, tell me the difference, because people will say, what is the difference between a King Charles Spaniel and a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel?
Well, the Cavaliers were bred to be with a shorter snout than the original King Charles Spaniel. And they are lap dogs. They were bred to be lap dogs. And actually they were flea catchers for the royalty in England back in the day.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And it actually was one of the queens who requested a shorter snout. Did you know that? And interestingly enough, they accommodated her. So this is where they got the name King Charles. You know, so the Cavalier is a special, special, special word.
Yes.
And that makes the difference.
Yes.
However, King Charles Spaniel dogs are excellent also. So we like them both, but there is a difference, and we wanted you to know that. So tell me about your rescue. Where is your rescue?
I am actually the Oklahoma coordinator for Cavalier King Charles Rescue USA. And it is a national nonprofit organization. And we rescue Cavaliers who are either owner surrendered. Some of them come from puppy mills, auctions, places where they weren't treated so great. And we foster them. We bring them into our foster homes. Linda is a foster, one of our fosters. And then we get them thoroughly vetted. We make sure they're spayed or neutered. And then when they're socialized and healthy and ready, we find the perfect home for them. We require home visits.
Yes. So tell me, Linda, how long have you been a volunteer for this?
I actually started fostering 2 years ago next week, and Penny is my failed foster, my first, and she stayed. But
I can understand that. Ted has fallen in love with this dog too.
She is so fluffy.
Yeah. She is.
So soft. Yes.
She is.
And a beautiful bow tie.
Yes. Well, we appreciate you coming over and bringing these dogs in, because the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel is a special dog. They make great family dogs. They, you know, young kids, maybe not so much because they are very sensitive, but they can be trained. Kids.
The children, yes.
Yes, the children. So we would like to give you a $500 donation to your organization.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. And I know that they do have some medical problems occasionally, and we hope that some of this will help.
Yes.
Thanks again. You are so gorgeous. Yes, you are. Folks, we've had a great time today. We hope that you have too. We will see you next week, next weekend, so do tune in. If you have something you'd like to see special, let us know. Bye, Penny. And thanks again, guys.
Thank you so much.
Look at these babies. Yes. Penny is at home.
We're talking about dogs. Talking about big dogs, talking about little dogs, oh yeah. Chasing the ball, chasing the cat, digging holes, thing like that. Dogs, talking about dogs. Laughing dogs, sad dogs, happy dogs, mad dogs. Dogs, just talking about dogs. Lost and alone, running the street, checking the garbage, looking to eat. Out there sad and on their own, the law will get them if they got no home. Dogs, talking about dogs. Dogs, we're talking about dogs. You say they were angels sent from above, then a year or two later you fell out of love. You dumped them, man, and kicked them out. Now what the heck was that about? Dogs, we're talking about dogs.